Okay, so before we go over the tests, I'm just going to introduce the goniometer. This part is the fulcrum. This part is the movement arm, and this is our stationary arm. So the test we're going to demonstrate today is the straight leg raise test. This measures the flexibility of the hamstrings when she is in hip flexion. That tests the active flexibility of the hip extensors. We're going to test. The agonist is the hip flexors and the antagonist is the hip extensors. So in this test, the client is laying supine. I am going to use my goniometer and place the fulcrum over the greater trochanter. Our stationary arm is going to be bisecting the axilla, and our movement arm is going to be moving towards the lateral epicondyle. So the client is going to keep both legs fully extended, and we are going to move. Okay, and she is actually hitting 90 degrees. That is actually a good range because the good range in this test is between 80 and 110 degrees. But however, let's just say a different client didn't have good flexibility in this test and needs improvement on it. One stretch I would recommend would be the lying hamstring stretch. So which I'm going to be demonstrating, what we are going to do is lying supine on our back. We are going to be lifting one of our legs, pulling it towards our chest. Shouldn't feel any discomfort at all. You're gonna feel this in the back of your thigh and in the hamstrings. And moving on to our joint assessment, I chose to do the shoulder flexion and extension. So first I'm going to go over the muscles involved in this. For shoulder flexion, it is the anterior deltoid, the coracobrachialis, upper pectoralis major, and for shoulder extension, we are doing latissimus dorsi and the posterior deltoid. Okay, so our agonists are the shoulder flexors, and the antagonist is the shoulder extensors. They also, for the joint involved, is the glenohumeral in both shoulder flexion and shoulder extension. So we are going to start with shoulder extension. Okay, the client is going to lay supine. I am going to place the fulcrum on the coprio process, and the stationary arm should be bisecting the axilla, and she is just going to move her arm all the way. Okay, so she is actually in a pretty good range. She got to 160 degrees, which is a good range for this, as it's usually between 160 and 180. For our shoulder extension, she is going to now lie on her stomach. Okay, and the landmarks are in the same spot as before. So the acromial process, where the fulcrum is, and bisecting the axilla, and she is just going to, okay. So she actually got 50 degrees, which is actually really good for this. Is the range is between 20 and 60 degrees. But let's just say for the shoulder extension, she didn't have a good degree. She was at 15 degrees. One stretch I recommend is clasping your hands behind your back. So what you're going to do is you are going to stand straight, take your hands behind your back, clasping your hands together and moving, squeezing your shoulders together and holding. You can do this for as many times as you like, and thank you for watching.